My name is Kevin, and I would like to thank you for joining us for this webinar. Today's webinar is about what you need to know when choosing and using a publishing platform. I have here with me Rowland Conway, who heads our publishing platform division, Byron Russell, who is specialized in Ingenta Connect and Ingenta Open, a scholarly publishing platform.
Hi, hello, thank you, Kevin. So as Kevin said, my name is Rowland Conway. I head up Ingenta's publishing platform division. And we're going to talk about choosing and using a publishing platform. Now, the exercise of choosing a publishing platform is a pretty complex one. It can be confusing. You can be left scratching your head of where to start. So we're going to look at, excuse me, got the frog in the throat today with the colds going around here in Britain. Where to start? And then when you're starting, you need to be thinking why. Why are you embarking on this journey? What are you aiming to achieve? And to make it a successful trip, successful journey, you really do need to have that clarity before you start. So there's a few things that we suggest you think about as you're getting underway here. You need to think about what you are expecting to achieve. What does success look like? What's it going to be like when we get there on our journey? And in the world of publishing and publishing platforms and technology, there's lots of things that you might need to think about before you embark on this trip. So you are looking at your publishing platform and how you present your content to the world. There's lots of things to be thinking about in terms of the other internal workflow that you have at the moment. Are you thinking of changing any of those elements? If you've got PDFs only at the moment for your articles or your books, are you thinking of going to an XML workflow? It's probably not a good idea to start changing your mind halfway through. So you need to have thought about what other things are going to be important to making your publishing platform a success. And what are the other things that you might need to think about to smooth the way, to make it a smooth process? Well, some of those are obviously your stakeholders. Who else cares about this? So if you're going to be going down the route of changing from the existing platform provider to another, or you've been doing this in-house for quite some time and you're going to embark on choosing a vendor, choosing a partner to help you achieve your publishing goals, who do you need to have on board internally? Think about marketing requirements, editorial requirements, your production colleagues. There's lots of people who will have a stake and will have some interest in what you're going to achieve. However, it's also important to make sure that you have a clear route to making decisions, because if you try and have a committee for every decision and every point and every review step along the way, that can make the journey pretty long, and also you might keep changing things from one week to the next. So again, it's about that clarity of vision, what you're trying to achieve. And obviously, at the end of the day, a lot of things come down to money. So having your budget clear, having clear sign-off process, having the authority to go ahead and making sure that if you have got any deviations along the route, who are you going to need to approve that? And whilst we're talking about what you're doing now, talking about your publishing program and how that's going to be best displayed to the outside world, it's also worth thinking about where you might want to go in future. So if you are a publisher who perhaps has journals but are thinking of starting a book program, or you've got conferences that you are becoming more important to your organization, you need to make sure that the solution that you're looking for and looking at is going to be able to accommodate your future needs as well. So there's lots to think about. And in that context, worth looking at a couple of quotes. So Steve Jobs, deciding what not to do as important as deciding what you are going to do. That's very true. You can have a wish list that is endless, but you need to prioritize what's important, what's going to give you the biggest bang for buck, and what things you absolutely have to get right, and what things you might leave by the wayside might not do right now, might do sometime in the future. And Herbert Bayard Swope from the early publishing days of, I think it was the New York World, has a very quote that stands the test of time. I can't give you a surefire formula for success, but I can give you a formula for failure. Trying to please everybody all the time. I think that will probably ring true to many. You have to pick your battles, choose what's important, and get agreement on that. If you try to do absolutely everything that way, melee madness. You might be like our friend here, Vika, running screaming from the building. So there's lots to think about. It is definitely a complex journey to embark on. So you do need to have got your thoughts and your stakeholders and your objectives clear before you go on this down this trip of getting onto a publishing platform. And one of the things to think about is why are you doing this? Why would you be choosing a platform rather than doing this in-house? And as I think everybody in the industry knows, if you just look back 10 years, but even 15 years, the print to digital transformation, online publishing is an extremely complex and fast-moving environment. The number of services, the infrastructure that makes up the scholarly world now with Crossref, DOIs, indexing, discovery, there are a myriad of different pieces that are moving that you have to keep track of and make sure that you're keeping up to date with. So this can be pretty challenging and costly for publishers to manage in-house. And is that your core focus? As a publisher, the dissemination of scholarly communication and information-based research is not necessarily the publisher's core focus. But we do recognise that buying or renting a platform can be costly. So what do you need to think about? Well, Ingenta, with our publishing platform family, we have a very broad range of product offerings to suit different sizes of publisher and different budgets. We've got 40 years of industry knowledge and expertise. So we like to think of ourselves not just as technologists and providers of software, but partners to the industry, independent, not owned by any publishing house. We believe that we can add value with our flexible and fully functional platform solutions. And obviously important, if you are going to set up a project of moving your publishing output from an existing website to another, you need to make sure that the timelines are going to be managed, that you stick to your scope, or you have close control of the visibility of it and where it's changing, and that you have a known budget. So all important things which we aim to deliver on and work with you collaboratively to achieve. It's not just about, we're obviously talking today about choosing and then how you use your platform, but we don't see the delivery of a platform to our customer as the end and we go into a support mode. We have got ongoing relationships with our customers. We believe we provide really good customer service, but we look at our partnership as an ongoing opportunity to work together. We benefit from the feedback and the ideas that our publishers have, and we aim to act as consultants in terms of helping you grow your publishing output, helping explore new avenues for your content, new business models, and making sure that you have an open and flexible view to how you can improve your publishing business. So what things do you need to consider? Flexibility is important. So our platform and the Ingenta platforms as a whole, but this is something you should be looking out for, is having a really flexible approach to business models. You can have traditional subscription models, you might have pay-per-view, lots of our society and institutional publishers aim to add member benefits and offering things like Carnet groups and downloads for a fixed price that have discounts, access to particular titles as part of the membership is something that we can often add business benefit. There are the library subscription models as well, like patron-driven acquisition and so forth. So you need to look at what your business models are likely to be, what you might like to experiment with, and make sure that your provider can meet those needs. Again, content types. Some of our customers are single journal publishers. We have aggregated publishers. We have all sorts of different publishers with different types of content. You want to make sure that the solution that you are looking at doesn't just handle one type of content well. You need to be able to give first-class treatment to your books, your journals, your conference proceedings, manuals, textbooks, case studies, operative techniques, any different type of content, and you want to be able to relate those pieces of content. So if you have a person who is interested, a researcher in a particular topic, and they've discovered some of your content, you want them to be able to find all the other things that are related to that across all of those content boundaries. We want people to come back. You want stickiness, if you like. So we need to provide good user experience, one that lets people get to what they want and discover what they want as easily as possible. So that's the challenge. Once you've got them, you want them to keep coming back. And to get them in the first place, you need to have good discovery channels. So optimizing search engine optimization, having lots of different routes to get to your contents. So from aggregators, indexers, different platforms like our platform family we will come on to, you index your content on our multiple platforms and direct them through to your single branded platform if you have one. Other things that we have to be aware of and concerned with are compliance needs. I've noticed that we've got one that's missing and it's been in the press again recently. We've got PCI in terms of your payment cards, accessibility, can those with visual impairments or other impairments access your content really easily? We need to be secure, and along with that security, we've got GDPR, that your data is being held and managed in accordance with the user's preferences, they can update those at any point in time. And Counter, the library usage reporting standard, now on Counter 5 across all of our platforms. Again, you need to make sure that those needs are covered. One of the important things, if you are running your publishing business, is that you want to be able to add content, change aspects of your site easily. And at Ingenta, we aim to make sure that you can do so without having to come back to us to change text. We give you powerful tools which allow you to do that. And we want to make sure that those tools for you and the profile management tools for your users are intuitive and in context and easy to use. So there's lots of things there about the platform itself that you need to be thinking about, and you need it to play nicely with others. So irrespective of how good your platform is and how well you like it, the scholarly world of communication is large. There are many services like that I mentioned, or Metric. There's lots of annotation services coming online now, and many of our publishers using them, like Hypothesis, Paperhive, and Remark from Medlink. So you want a platform that is easily able to play with all the services that are out there and available to publishers. There are lots and lots of options. So we're going to just very quickly look at the Ingenta platform family. Ingenta CMS, which is the dedicated branded publisher platform with tools to control and create your own content. Ingenta Connect, one of the largest scholarly platforms aggregating content across hundreds of publishers, and Ingenta Open, which launched last year, which is an open access platform for hosting and aggregating open access content, as the name suggests. As I mentioned earlier, we have a mixture of smaller publishers and societies who work with us, mid-sized publishers and institutions with membership organizations, large aggregating publishers who publish hundreds and hundreds of titles on behalf of multiple publishers, and IGOs and NGOs, international governmental organizations, predominantly academic, but we also have others who are more in the trade space, so fashion, art, cinematography, titles and books. So now we're going to dive into a little bit more detail on one of those family members. So I'll hand over to my colleague, Byron Russell.
Thank you, Roland. My name's Byron, and I deal with both our most best established platform, Ingenta Connect, and also our newest, Ingenta Open. Both follow similar formats, but in terms of their architecture and underpinnings, they are quite different. Both are ideal for smaller publishers. So Ingenta Connect was devised first and launched back in 1998, celebrating its 20th anniversary this year. It's ideal for smaller journal publishers, but the thing that people often forget is that Ingenta Connect can also handle books very successfully. Ingenta Open was launched, as Rowland said, back in March at the London Book Fair 2018, and was intended primarily, but not predominantly, for open access publishers. And Ingenta Open serves both as a hosting platform, but also as a repository, as our American friends would call it. That is to say, not only does it host content from a variety of publishers, such as Peter Lang, for example, but it also indexes content from a variety of open access providers, including people like eLife, for example, the Directory of Open Access Books, and the Directory of Open Access Journals. One of the good things about Ingenta Open, from the publisher's point of view, is that because there is no e-commerce facility, there is no granular access control, everything is open access, it's free and easy to use, and we're getting a lot of extremely positive feedback from open access publishers who are looking for a relatively low cost and easy route into digital publishing. Ingenta Connect is rather more involved, as you'd expect. The majority of our publishers are journal publishers, so that means we need to be able to have subscriptions. We also sell individual articles and individual chapters for book and journal publishers, which means that we have to have an extensive e-commerce facility. However, both sites are extremely quick to bring to market. Ingenta Connect, which is the more complex of the two, only takes approximately 12 weeks from contract signature to actual launch. So if you're looking for an extremely fast route to go from hosting to delivery, then Ingenta Connect might be well worth considering. Connect can host whole books or books broken up into chapters. It can also host monographs, single articles, or entire journals. And off the Connect platform, you can sell those as individual content items, or you can sell them as collections or virtual compilations. Because with Connect, we have the facility to put together new collections of content. For example, GSE, recently acquired by Taylor & Francis, does exactly that. Or you can put together new publications, mixing chapters from books, for example, with single articles that are related from journals. So you can deliver exactly the content that you want to deliver. There's a tremendous amount of flexibility. And as Rowland referenced earlier, this kind of flexibility is the sort of thing that you need to be looking for when you are selecting a platform. Both Ingenta Connect and Ingenta Open provide comprehensive statistics tools. In Ingenta Connect, for example, you can choose from a number of pre-tabbed statistical reports, and if you want something specific here to your needs, you can order that separately. There is a subscription sales option as well, so you can send your subscriptions directly off the Ingenta Connect platform as well as through your regular provider. Of course, discovery is absolutely key to what Ingenta Connect and Ingenta Open do, and so we distribute metadata to discovery tools such as EBSCO, OCLC, Infotrieve, and more. Some of these are built into every contract. Others, such as LLM, are options which you can choose from a large selection of partners with whom we work. We've been going a long time. Ingenta Connect, as I said, was established in 1998, and as such has become one of the most trusted providers of scholarly content to libraries. There are approximately 86,000 registered librarians working with Ingenta Connect, across 25,000 libraries. We have nearly 2 million registered end users who rely on us to deliver the content that they have subscribed to. Altogether, we've got around 200 publishers just on Ingenta Connect. This isn't counting the extensive number of publishers that we have indexed with us on Ingenta Open, of course. 17,000 journals, over 20 million articles arranged by subject area. It really is an incredibly rich resource. Of course, Ingenta Connect and Ingenta Open are both decisively aggregated sites. They're not built specifically for an individual publisher. To a certain extent, it's one size fits all, although every publisher gets their own particular microsite within the platform, and every journal or every book gets its own page. Having said that, this is actually quite a good way of reaching the audience. Of course, end users are interested in content. They aren't primarily interested in who's publishing that content. And therefore, being able to find a large fund of resources, of academic and scholarly resources in one place is extremely convenient from the end user's point of view. Hence, the number of librarians and libraries that actually use our services. This is particularly true when it comes to Ingenta Open, which is an open access platform, is not restricted just to the humanities or just to the sciences, but contains a broad spectrum of content across all the disciplines, which increasingly is important in academic research. Both sites feature extensive social media linking, so you can share and exchange content with colleagues via the usual social networks, but both sites also include PDF annotation tools. Rowland has already mentioned Hypothesis. Every page on Ingenta Connect, if you're actually signed up to Hypothesis as an end user, can be used for sharing notes and comments about specific articles or chapters. We also work with most of the major search and referral tools, including, of course, Google Scholar. We have regular meetings with Google Scholar and have recently signed up to the Google Subscriber Link service, which means that if you identify an article to whom you have subscription rights on a Google Scholar search, the link will take you directly to that article without having to go through the intermediary of Ingenta Connect. More recently than that, we signed up to Google's Casa service, which enables offline access. So you don't have to be within the campus of a university to actually access the content to which you're entitled. Because we've been working with libraries for such a long time, we practice outreach as far as possible. We put out a quarterly library newsletter, we provide webinars such as this, and we're in frequent contact with our 25,000 library subscribers. We offer additional features and services via our library membership program as well. In terms of the services that we provide directly to libraries, we offer Counter 5 compliance statistics, as you'd expect. And we also work closely with Crossref. So if you as a publisher are already a member of Crossref, we will deposit your DOIs on your behalf as part of the service. We also work with all-important archiving tools such as Portico and Locks, and with single sign-on solutions such as Open Athens and Shibboleth. Sadly, we haven't got time to go through a demo of each of these platforms, but I'd just like to close before handing over to Rowland again to talk about Ingenta CMS. Have a look at Ingenta Open. If you haven't had a chance to look at it, it is a new platform. Go to ingentaopen.com and see what you can find there. It is, as the screenshot suggests, a vast resource of journal and book content, and it is completely free to use. Now, Ingenta Connect is built on its own bespoke architecture and infrastructure. Ingenta Open, on the other hand, is built on our latest and newest platform, Ingenta CMS. What I'd like to do now is to hand over to Rowland, who will guide you through the CMS platform. Thanks very much for listening.
Thanks, Byron.
So yes, lots of options. We're now going to look at quickly the Ingenta CMS platform, and it is, as Byron said, it's a platform which will gives a publisher their own distinctive branding and presence. And the technology is built on open standards and technology, so that we can quickly deploy new features. We host on AWS, so cloud hosting as well. So that means if your publishing volume grows, we can grow that very easily. If you've got lots more traffic, which is great, and lots more usage, it can expand easily. So it responds very rapidly to changing environments or your user requirements. We have responsive design as you'd expect now out of the box. We've got lots of nice templates that we can use for the layout of our sites. So for publishers coming on board who haven't got their own distinctive design or ideas that they really want to go for, we can help you with our templates, which mean that we've got things which work, we know are user tested out of the box, which you can then add your presence to and your branding to. Equally, we can accommodate more custom design, but you still stay on the same platform, the same technology, so you benefit from the underlying technology and updates to that. We can rapidly deploy new publishing offerings because we work with so many partners in the industry. So if there is something out there, something launching, a new service, you can bet that if we haven't got it already, it will be supported and integrated very, very soon. There's lots on this slide, so I won't go through it in great detail, except to say that we cover all of the publisher's needs in terms of design, all types of content as we talked about before. You can ingest that content automatically from your workflow systems, from your typesetter, from your electronic editorial office. And you can also create content completely on site using intuitive tools as you go. That content is then distributed to any of your partners that you wish to distribute it to automatically. We do that as part of the implementation process, but then with the tools you can add to that as you go as well. MathML and all sorts of different content types are catered for with UTC compliant, Unicode compliant technology. So whatever it is you have to display, MathML, Arabic language, different character types are easily accommodated. All of the standard cross-ref features and cited by features are there as standard. As Byron's touched on, we have a full suite of library institutional reporting statistics built into the platform, as well as publisher-specific statistics, so your usage, how things are working at an article level, a journal level, a book level, how many people are getting turned away, looking at your best performing titles, and there's a rich set of metrics there for you to pull on and potentially see where you can improve on your offerings to your customers. Byron's already talked about discoverability. We have a very close relationship with Google, as mentioned. And our Ingenta CMS customers also benefit from having their content indexed on Ingenta Connect and Ingenta Open. So we've got millions of users who can discover your content. And if you're an Ingenta CMS customer and somebody has found your content through a search result, if they show an interest and click on it, we take them through to your site so that they can see that, and if it's behind the paywall, purchase that in your environment and drive usage to your other related content. Multiple access control mechanisms supported, as you'd expect. Institutional log-on will be supporting the RA21 standard, which is due to launch later this year, trying to make that off-campus, off-company access easier. Lots of our membership institution customers, society customers have single sign-on, so that if somebody signs on to the society site, it will seamlessly take you through to the publisher site and you'll recognize without having to do anything else. And we touched on integrations already, of which there are many. So you have a really good technology stack, which allows you to have your own branded site. And just flicking through a few here, they can look and feel quite different, but you benefit from having that the comfort and the confidence of the technology platform underneath, which means that you will have updates to that and improvements to your service as you go through your publishing experience with Ingenta. So flexibility we talked about earlier. You want to be able to offer the widest choice of authentication and access models, as well as business models, to your customers. And again, there's lots of things on here. I won't name check them all, but you want to ensure that when you're looking at a publishing platform, that you can offer as much in the way of getting access and logging into your site and your content, including things like device pairing, where if you are a member of a library or institution, you can then have your access to your mobile device, your tablet, or even your laptop flexibly accredited. And then wherever you go, off campus, around the globe, your device is recognised and you get access to your institution's holdings wherever you are. Lots of our customers on the book side are now winding down their stocks and looking at print-on-demand models. That's something we're seeing a lot more interest on. Even for our open access publishers, some of our open access publishers are interested now in offering print-on-demand to article collections. Despite the fact that the content is available to read freely in an electronic format, there is still demand for some of that content in printed format, and some open access publishers are seeing that more and more these days. So, at Ingenta, we aim to ensure that you have the widest selection of business and authentication models available to you. And a lot of those are used and experimented with. A publisher might start with pay-per-view and subscription, and then experiment with new models, discounts, offer codes, and so forth that are something that might be new to them, but are supported by the platform, and therefore give them another opportunity to monetize their content. We talked about playing nicely with others earlier on. So wherever you go, whatever you do in terms of your platform choice, you need to make sure that you are able to accommodate the scholarly world out there. So Bigshare or CodeOcean, you have services now which are making sure that that supplementary data, even the software code that underpins some of the scientific research, is shared, helping reproducibility, so helping the researcher validate the content that they are researching. Lots of different sharing models in terms of accessing content, read queue and deep dive. Increasingly, many of our publishers are getting ORCIDs provided by their authors. Some publishers now mandating that the authors have ORCIDs, so ensuring that that is presented on the site, and therefore the researcher can then easily see what other publications have been authored by a given person. So we ensure that we are supporting and integrating with the partners out there in the publishing industry, and with very many of these publishers as well. If you're working with Ingenta, you get a discount on accessing those services. Now we want to talk about using the platform. So having chosen a platform, you want to be able to make changes, manage your content, manage your users easily and intuitively. So at Ingenta and with the CMS platform, we have made sure that our tools are integrated into the website that you have with us. This means that you don't have to load up a separate application to manage things. You see things in context as the user would see them. You can create new pages, you can edit your navigation, manage the people without having to go anywhere else. And that means that things are much easier to find, much easier to do. You can review content, for example, on the page where it is. Set pricing at a journal level. You might go down to an article which you're going to press release something about. You can change access models to that article for an indefinite period of time, for a limited period of time, tied up with a conference. We aim to make sure that everything you want to do with your publisher site is absolutely intuitive and as easy to get at, easy to manage as possible. I think that's important. If you are, as many of us are, time poor, you want to make that process of managing your world, your environment, as easy as you possibly can. So quick overview. A little shot of one of our sites in tablet mode. We offer choices of APIs and integrations with best-of-breed third parties and services. Our platform on AWS for scalability, as well as resilience and performance, and we can load balance and make sure that those sites are secure. So if things change, if you have somebody for some reason takes a dislike to your site and you have a denial of service attack, we have the tools in place to manage that so that your researchers can still get access to your content and maintain that site up and running. Many of our publishers now, as we've gone down this route, as they're growing in different markets, with the cloud hosting model, we can add additional environments in different geographical locations. So if you're seeing lots of traction for you're a European publisher with a lot of traction in America or in South America, Africa, Asia, we can set up additional services in those locations so that the people in those regions get a really good user experience and good delivery of your pages. All of our sites now, we're able to deliver upgrades, patches, releases without any downtime. That should be standard these days, but it's not necessarily. So that's a big benefit of the technology that we use. Everything is responsive these days so that they flow and reflow nicely, whatever size of tablet or mobile you have. So there are many different screen sizes within those devices, and they all flow very nicely. As part of the benefit of being on a platform, you receive continual updates to industry standards. So as Byron mentioned, Counterpart is now in play from 1st of January. So publishers or their librarians now have the option to see their reports as Counter4 or Counter5. So by being with Ingenta, you can have confidence that your future needs are accommodated. But of course, we can't stand still. We need to continually evolve. And as I mentioned earlier on, the publishing industry has changed out of sight in terms of technology and how it works from 5-10 years ago. Old ways won't open new doors. By having a continually evolving partner who is looking at industry direction, meeting new challenges, providing solutions to those, developing and embracing innovative new ideas and solutions that are coming out, either from ourselves or our partners, we make sure that you are covered in terms of your compliance. So those headaches in terms of GDPR and Counter are taken care of for you. They're very useful, but there's lots of complexity behind those. And we aim to not just respond to what's going on in the industry, but to our publishing customers, using the feedback that we get from you as our publishers and your end users to improve our platform. We have an ongoing roadmap approach where we're looking at what we see coming down the line, things that we think will be of benefit, launching new services on a 12-month basis. We partner with the best and newest interesting services so that our publishers have access to all of the things that are emerging on the market all the time. And we do want to work in collaboration and partnership with our customers. We need your feedback because it helps. It doesn't just help you, it helps us improve. And we allow wiggle room for challenges and opportunities. There's always something unexpected that will come along and crop up, but we make sure that we've got the capacity and the bandwidth to manage those things as they arise.
Very good. Thank you, Roland. I hope you found this webinar informative. In a nutshell, really, what you need is to have a clear vision to ensure that your stakeholders are on board, but also that you choose a publishing platform that is flexible, that will allow you to grow and to build a new partnership as well. Because the publishing industry evolves rapidly and the technology is changing even more rapidly, if that's possible. Also, we need a platform that allows you to experiment with products project creation, business model, create new page on the go as well. And that's something that we believe that our platform allows you to do, and you can do a lot of the changing yourself on the platform without having to contacting us, and that it gives you a lot of flexibility. Now, if you have any further questions, please don't hesitate to send us an email to myself, Aaron, or Nick, and we'll do our best to answer to all your questions and send you more information, and also set up follow-up demos or discussion if you find that useful as well. So please don't hesitate to contact us. We would like to thank you very much for your time, and hope to talk to you again soon. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.